Welcome back, everybody. So the last time we had done the video for the Nano wrap, we did very well. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But somebody had recommended another lure, so I'm very excited today. We're going to go ahead and take out the Clam Tikka Flash. So let's get her tied on. They're already fished on the screen, even though we're out here insanely early. Let's get after it and see if we can't catch a couple. So this is the Clam Tikka Flash. It's not necessarily a rattle bait, but it will give off some sound from that little blade clinking around. And I assume the flash is named because of that blade throwing off a bunch of light and whatnot. I do like that it comes with a little clip already, so you don't have to guess or have one on hand. So that's always nice. I like that a lot. But yeah, we have the glow pattern. Should help us out because there's no light at all right now. But we are in the same spot that we used the spade blade and did very well with that also. So hopefully this continues. And hopefully we end up with one of those big fish. If you haven't seen that video also, go check that one out too. But let's tie this guy on and see if we can't get into a couple. Got him. You kidding me? We're starting off early today. That was our first drop. And that is a very nice gill to start the morning. Are we... I don't know if I don't think it's a 9. Very nice. First minute of fishing. Let's see what she's looking like. 8 3/4. That's great. Alright, we will let that one go. What a way to start. There she goes. This little Tikka Flash is a little bit smaller than the spade blade, a little bit smaller than the Nano also. It almost reminds me of the Kender's, I think it's the T-Rip or K-Rip, I can't remember which, but it kind of reminds me of that. And I do have that one. I should show it, because they look somewhat similar, obviously besides the blade on the back. Let me get that out. Alright, so this is the Kender's, I think it's the T-Rip, it could be the K-Rip, I don't know. But very similar looking body style. I do like that the Tika comes automatically with a line tie. I like this one a lot too. This one actually is a rattle bait. So if you guys want me to fish without a video, by all means comment that down below and we most certainly can. Obviously I think the Tika is going to do very well once the sun comes up and there's a little bit of light that it's able to throw off that blade, but probably just a little bit different sound down under the water. I don't know that the fish would have a ton of preference, but you know, if you are fishing one and it stops, the bite stops or something like that, you know, switch up to the other one. But that's a good fish to start off with. I did see one massive fish, I assume was a big bass, so let's keep after it. We'll put some tip-ups out once it gets a little bit lighter. That's a decent one. Where are you? Oh, there's our crappie, of course. Oh, come on. Boy, he's got his mouth pinned. Might have to get the pliers. There we go. Still might have to get the pliers. There we go. Not a big crappie, but he was very willing to eat. Probably maybe a 9. Alright. There we go. I'll say you're barely out of the water. Get him on the Tika. That's didn't look like a too bad of one. Oh, pull a little drag. Oh, that's a good crappie. There we go. Oh no. There we are. I'll come back. Calm down. You're so good for a second. The crappie are out today. on the Tika. That is awesome. We're doing so much better than we did the other day. I think we found these fish obviously a lot better. Oh, there we are. That's probably over a 10. There's another fish down there. I don't think it's a crappie. Oh, there's a bigger fish. Let him go. There's a bigger fish. That might be a crappie. There's a couple of them down there. Oh, they're starting to come in now. What I think is strange is I was not having as many bites or have as many fish come in without the lights on. They're finicky, but every time I turn off the lights completely, the fish would come through here so much more infrequent. I don't know if it stirs up some of the microorganisms down there. That one did tend away a little bit. Shut off the light and see if that can't bring them back. That's a decent fish down there, whatever it is. I don't know if that's a bass or... Come back, buddy. Nah, he's leaving. But thank goodness for GPS this morning. We came out, it was pitch black, and there's so much fog, I couldn't see 10 feet in front of me. And even when GPS pulled us within 20 feet of the holes, I still couldn't find it for like our previous holes for quite a while. It was crazy how difficult it was to see. There's a couple fish. You gonna eat? Get over here. We'll turn off the light real quick. Oh, he's coming over. Oh, there. He saw it. He's got it. There we go. Is that another crappie? That other one was definitely not a crappie unless it was massive. Oh no, that's a gill. 2 gill, 2 crappie. That's a good bluegill too. Look at that. I'm gonna say just 8. Just at 8. No, I was wrong. 8 and 8.5. Oh. There you go. Easy release. What a great morning. Thank goodness we found this spot the other day. Oh no. Pulled it out of his mouth. Well, that's not ideal. We ended up with the hook through the blade. It's going to be difficult to... I don't know how that happened. Not going to be very easy to catch a fish like that. Alright. No wonder we missed that one. Not a fan whenever that happens. I'm sure there's probably plenty of engineering to go in to figure out the distances for all that stuff, but anytime you get a lure that gets fouled too often and you're wasting casts, it's never a good thing. But that was a pretty tight area between those two, so I don't think that's a very common thing, but we'll see if it happens more throughout the morning. Get him. There we go. Is that crappie? Nope. Nice gill. Oh boy. Very nice gill. Oh, there's another good one down there. Come on now. Let him go. Got him. Oh, he's pulling a little bit. Oh, it's a little perch, finally. It's not a bad perch. I'm surprised we hadn't gotten a perch on the spade blade, but finally got one. Not a bad little guy. Let him go. Alright. We got every species basically besides bass and pike. Get him. That was like a delayed hook set. That's not a bad one either. Oh, another. Oh, late. Oh gosh. Oh man. Wow. What a what an absolute debacle. He got unhooked and was able to slither his way back on in. Good gracious. There's one. Not too bad. How did he come off? And again, what in the world? How are we in that blade? That's not good. I don't know if our blade was like that before we tried to set the hook or after. It seems difficult to get it to fit in there, but it's happened twice now. There's a couple fish. Got that one. He's hooked up. Oh, that's a tank. Okay. I'm gonna let you. Oh my. We might be taking that one home. Look at that thing. He absolutely smoked it. Holy cow. We'll see if we can't get him unhooked, but that thing is down there. Do we get it? Oh, that was easy. That's a good crappie. Measure him real quick. Looking at that's 11, a little bit over 11, 11 and a quarter. Nice fish. There we go. We're starting to pick up a little bit. Those must have been a school of crappie because there were like 4 that came in all at the same time. There's one. Oh, wow. Aggressive, but the smallest one by far. He got all 3 hooks in there. At least 2 of them. Smallest fish, one of the most aggressive. That's funny. Alright. We still haven't gotten one of the real big ones. I've seen one come through, and he looked at our bait for a half second. But it didn't really pick up. Actually, I take that back. It started picking up real well last time, right about now, so hopefully that's the case. I think that was like the smallest one down there. Another little one. There you go. That was one of the few that have bit twice. Oh, little guy too. Little one. Little one. Get that one. Little guy. There's a bigger one. That looks like a bass. Let him go. That one was definitely a bass or a monster crappie, one of the two. They're much finickier, more finicky than they were an hour ago, that's for sure. But we are supposed to get some rain and wintry mix and all that stuff, so hopefully they pick up a little bit before that. We got about an hour. And I definitely don't like sitting out in the rain, because once you get your shanty wet, you have to somehow figure out a way to dry it out. Otherwise, it will freeze altogether. And then taking it out the next time is very, very difficult. So, get that one. Finally. That's not a bad gill. I have no idea why some of them get hooked so well, and then others, I don't know if they're just, oh, there's a good one down there. There's probably a fat gill. We can't get this one hooked because he is so hooked so well. It just doesn't make sense. And then sometimes it gets foul hooked on that blade. There we go. It's not a bad little gill. Turn the lights back on. I turned the lights off to see if that didn't have something to do with. That's a little, that's 8 1/4. Not a bad one. But I don't know why we were missing so many. They could just be biting the end of a spike. They come flying in and then inspect like no other. And again, it shouldn't be our leader or anything else like that. We typically use 2 pound. I mean, we can't go much lighter. There's that one coming in fast. Oh, just the same. This might be just one of those days. Not the bait at all. It's just they are so finicky that it might be a tiny tungsten kind of day. Got that one. Little guy. And then somehow we're able to hook these tiny little things. Just makes no sense. Oh, there we go. Got that one. Just for experiment purposes. Oh no, oh gosh, he's in live scope. Oh, he's out. Just for experiment purposes, I did put on the Nano wrap to see, wow, if it wasn't potentially, the Tika wasn't something that they wanted, but wow, that one got it. But to be fair to the Tikka Flash, there have been a number of fish that have come looked at the Nano too and not wanted it. So I think it's just a little bit of a rough day, but I do like the Nano a ton. How big are you? That is a 9. It could be 100%. It could be user error, but for whatever reason, the 3 or 4 bites that we've had today where we've either lost them immediately after the hook set or brought the bait up and it was tangled in that blade, I mean, that's enough for me potentially not to really want to use it all that much. Because we haven't caught a ton of fish, but if you tack on another 4 or something like that, that's a fair number of fish. And it might be just the hook is perfectly below that body, whereas like for the Nano, like it's a little bit offset, so that body isn't blocking it quite as much. I think it might even be a little bit bigger of a hook too. So I don't know. I might prefer the Nano to the Tikka Flash. Also, to be fair to the Flash, it's not very bright out today. It's pretty overcast, so there's not a ton of light for that blade really to give off to those fish. So it's probably not the best conditions to use it on either, but I guess that kind of goes to show that having, you know, multiple baits is probably not a bad idea. And you can kind of cycle through them for, you know, whatever the conditions show or whatever the fish, I guess, prefer as far as that goes. But we'll fish the Nano just a little bit longer and then get back on over to the Tika. And if we're still having rough issues, we might switch on over to a tungsten and see if that does any better. We'll probably get a lot smaller fish, but I guess some smaller fish mixed in is better than no fish. Got that one. Oh, on the Nano. Tiny little guy. Well, you can really hear how loud that rattle is. Huh. Little one. Alright, that's 2 on the Nano. I like the Nano a lot. I like rattle baits, personally, more than baits, you know, with a ton of flash or anything else like that. So I think I'm a little bit biased. But we will switch on over to the Tika and see if we can't catch a few more fish before we start getting some rain and snow. First drop, I had 2 fish leave the Tika. So one was a very nice bass, and another one was, I don't know, probably a decent bluegill or a crappie or something like that. So I ended up switching up and just putting on the spade blade. Kind of similar, I take that back, not really similar at all. It's kind of like a flutter spoon with some blades on it. Kind of like the Flash. It does have some blades, so it should get off some flash, but it does have a rattle on the back too. If you haven't seen me do the video for this guy, watch that one. That one went very, very well too. I just think the fish today are preferring something a little bit different. Maybe something a little bit bigger, because both the spade blade, obviously, and the Nano are a little bit bigger than that Tika. Maybe that's the difference, but we're gonna fish the spade blade just a little bit longer. If we have a couple fish leave it, or, you know, not interested, we'll switch back to the Tika. But just trying to catch as many fish as we possibly can before we get the rain and snow. Get that one. Not a big one. The other one, looking at it, was a little bit bigger. Ooh, man. He was barely hooked. Little guy on the spade blade. The big ones are just incredibly, incredibly finicky. Got him. That's not a bad one. On the Flash. Oh, smaller than I thought. Haven't seen very many fish down there, so probably just wishful thinking that they're decent fish. Our snow and rain is coming very, very quickly, so that might be our last one. We'll see if we can't get lucky with 1 or 2 more. Wanted to end the day with using the lure that we set out to test, so see if we can't get 1 more. That one wasn't too finicky, but not real big. I haven't seen any of the big ones for quite a while, so that one was not scared. Little guy. Oh, maybe not as little. He's not bad. Not bad. We got planes, trains, and cars going on behind us. There we go. Little guy. There you go. Got that one. There's a bigger one down there. That's pretty small. He looked bigger on... This one looked bigger on screen. Drop him down. See if we can't get that other one. Got him. That one's not too bad. There's some other decent ones down there. Oh man, why'd you look so big? Shoot. Well, there's another one down there. Hopefully not as small. We're starting to pick up a little bit better on the Tikka Flash. And again, that could be very much because there's a little bit more sun out. Got him. Second time around. Little one again. Man. This is kind of what happened the other day, though. We had a bunch of small ones moving. And then after... Oh, you got multiple hooks in. And then after the small ones moved in, the larger ones came in a little while after. And then the bass came in. But we are not sticking it out that long, because it is starting to mist a little bit. Oh gosh. He hooked himself. Tiny little perch. Oh gosh. It's our second perch. He hit so hard, you'd have thought he'd be a 13 or 14 incher. Instead he's 6 or 7. Alright, let him go. I don't know if we can end on that one. That's kind of pathetic. There's one. One doesn't feel too bad. Ah, not very big. It took a while for us to get any more fish to come on screen because not that long ago there was a 3-foot long pike that was staring at our Tikka Flash from about 4 or 5 feet away. It was on the left side of the screen. It was well over 3 foot. 3 foot's being conservative. But that will probably be our last one then, because it's starting to sprinkle. Once we get this guy unhooked, my gosh. But yeah, that would have been pretty cool to catch a big old pike like that. I don't know that we would have. We have super light lines, so we'd have to get very, holy cow, very lucky with hook placement for sure. Alright, let that guy go. Hopefully you make it out. Hopefully the pike doesn't get you. But as far as the Tikka Flash, not my favorite lure. It definitely works. I'm sure people love this thing. It definitely catches fish, but there are some other baits that I would probably rather use. I think the biggest thing is just, I don't know how, because it's such a tight fit, but it happened 3 or 4 times to where our little treble would get hung up in this blade some type of way. Yeah, and obviously, if you're not checking your bait super frequently, there's a chance that, you know, when that one big fish rolls through, if it's hung up or something like that. I kind of feel the same way about the tail spinners that you can use in open water and stuff like that. They get hung up so often. Not that they don't work, but they just get hung up so often that I don't really like to use them. Usually there's another bait that they'll eat somewhat. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. It could completely be user error, but not to say I won't necessarily use this again, but there's some other baits I think that we've tried recently that I like a little bit more. But if there are some other lures and you guys want me to try them also, by all means comment that in the comment section down below. We'll most certainly try that. I don't know how many new lures have come out yet this year that we haven't tried, but if there are some plastics or something like that, by all means, give me some recommendations. But as always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Until next one.